Every year, millions of people undergo surgery to remove teeth their bodies created on purpose. They erupt late, often grow sideways, push against other teeth, and sometimes become infected before they ever reach the surface. For many people, wisdom teeth provide no obvious benefit at all. So why does evolution keep building them? Why create a body part, only for a surgeon to cut it out? The answer begins before agriculture, before bread, and before humans learned to soften food with fire. Because wisdom teeth were not always a problem. Once, they were part of the solution. Wisdom teeth are not a strange extra set. They are our third molars, the last large grinding teeth at the back of the mouth. For our ancestors, that extra chewing surface mattered. Their food was difficult to process: raw roots, fibrous plants, tough meat, nuts, and seeds. Even after food was prepared, it could still contain sand, grit, and fragments of stone from grinding tools. Teeth wore down quickly. The enamel flattened, edges broke. Some molars were damaged long before old age. Then, usually near the end of adolescence, the third molars appeared. They did not replace missing teeth directly, but they added fresh grinding surfaces at the back of the jaw, just as the older molars were beginning to show years of wear. In a large, powerful jaw, there was room for them. They erupted normally, they helped process food, and they could remain useful for decades. The problem did not begin with the teeth. It began when the world around them changed. Cooking did more than change the taste of food. It changed the amount of work required to eat it. Heat breaks down tough fibers. It softens meat. It makes many plants easier to chew and digest. Later, humans added grinding stones, pots, farming, and increasingly processed food. The mouth no longer needed to crush every meal with the same force. Across generations, human faces became smaller and flatter. But evolution was not the only force involved. A jaw also develops in response to use. Children who grow up eating mostly soft food may place less mechanical stress on the bones and muscles involved in chewing. The result can be less room inside the mouth, even when the teeth remain roughly the same size. That creates a mismatch, an ancient number of teeth, inside a modern jaw. The first molars arrive early. The second molars take their places behind them. Then the third molars begin moving upward, only to discover that every available space is already occupied. The teeth did not suddenly become defective. The room around them disappeared. Most permanent teeth erupt while the jaw is still growing. Wisdom teeth wait. They usually begin appearing between the late teenage years and the mid-20s. By then, the rest of the mouth is already crowded. If enough space remains, the tooth may erupt normally and cause no trouble. Many people live their entire lives with healthy wisdom teeth. But when space is limited, the tooth has nowhere to go. It may tilt forward, press against the molar beside it, remain trapped beneath the gum, or only partially emerge. Dentists call this impaction. A partially erupted tooth creates a narrow pocket that is difficult to clean. Food and bacteria collect inside. The gum becomes inflamed. Decay can develop where a toothbrush cannot reach. In other cases, the wisdom tooth stays buried and never causes a problem. That is why not every third molar needs to be removed. The strange part is that the same tooth can be harmless in one person and require surgery in another. Its fate depends less on the tooth itself than on the space left by the jaw. But that creates the biggest question. If wisdom teeth now cause so many problems, why has evolution not removed them? Evolution does not design bodies for convenience. It does not remove every feature that causes pain. Natural selection acts most strongly on traits that prevent people from surviving or having children. Wisdom teeth often cause problems relatively late. Many erupt after adolescence, when a person may already have reached reproductive age. And even when they become painful, they do not always prevent someone from surviving or raising children. That makes the evolutionary pressure against them weaker than we might expect. Modern medicine weakens it even more. A dangerous infection can be treated. An impacted tooth can be removed. People who might once have suffered serious complications can now pass the same developmental traits to the next generation. Evolution has no plan for creating a painless mouth. If a feature does not strongly reduce reproduction, it may remain for thousands of generations. Wisdom teeth are therefore not evidence that evolution failed. They are evidence that evolution works slowly, while human culture can change almost overnight. Our diet changed. Our faces changed. Dentistry arrived. But the instructions for building 32 teeth are still being copied. And wisdom teeth are not the only outdated instructions hidden inside us. The human body is full of them. Wisdom teeth are not the only traces of an older body. Evolution rarely rebuilds an organism from nothing. It modifies what is already there. That is why your body still carries pieces of its past. At the base of your spine, you have a coccyx. The tail itself disappeared millions of years ago, but the bones that once supported it remain. Today, the coccyx anchors muscles involved in sitting, movement, and the pelvic floor. It is no longer a working tail, but evolution found new uses for the structure it left behind. Another remnant may be visible in your wrist. Touch your thumb to your little finger, then bend your hand slightly forward. A thin tendon may rise beneath the skin. It belongs to the palmaris longus muscle, but not everyone has one. A significant number of people are born without it, and usually never notice. The muscle contributes so little to modern hand strength that surgeons sometimes remove its tendon and use it to repair more important structures elsewhere. There is an even smaller clue inside your eye. Look at the inner corner. That tiny pink fold is called the plica semilunaris. In many animals, a movable third eyelid sweeps across the eye for protection. Humans lost most of that structure. Only a small remnant remains. These features are not completely useless. Vestigial does not mean broken. It means a structure has lost most of its original role, while sometimes gaining a smaller one. Your body is not a perfect machine designed in one moment. It is an old blueprint, edited again and again. And wisdom teeth may be one of the chapters still being rewritten. Not everyone develops 4 wisdom teeth. Some people grow 3, others 1, and some never develop any. The tooth does not become trapped. It never forms. This condition is called third molar agenesis. Its frequency varies widely between populations, which tells us that genetics plays an important role. In some families, missing wisdom teeth are common. In others, almost everyone still develops a full set. That does not mean humanity will definitely lose them. Evolution has no guaranteed destination, and modern dentistry reduces the pressure that might otherwise favor people without problematic third molars. But the variation shows that the instructions are already changing. Some humans still have jaws large enough for every tooth. Others develop wisdom teeth with nowhere to erupt. And a growing part of the population never builds them at all. We are looking at different stages of the same evolutionary mismatch, living side by side. Not everyone develops wisdom teeth, and this is not equally common everywhere. In some East Asian populations, especially among Koreans and Japanese, missing third molars are far more common than in many European or African groups. In some Korean studies, around 2 out of 5 people lacked at least one. The tooth never became trapped, it never formed. This difference is partly genetic. Certain inherited variations can interrupt the signals that build the third molars. Population history may have allowed those variations to become more common in some regions than others. But this does not mean every human vestige is disappearing. Nearly everyone still has a coccyx, and the tiny remnant of a third eyelid. The palmaris longus muscle is missing in some people, but there is no clear evidence that each generation has less of it. Wisdom teeth are the clearest case. Some mouths still build all 4. Others build teeth with no room to emerge. And a growing genetic variation skips the final molars entirely. Evolution is not removing them from everyone at once. It is producing different versions of the human mouth, and letting time decide which one becomes more common. The next time someone has a wisdom tooth removed, they are not simply losing a useless tooth. They are seeing human history hidden inside the body. A tooth designed for roots, raw plants, tough meat, and a lifetime of heavy wear, trying to enter a mouth shaped by cooking and soft food. The same past survives in the bones beneath our spine, the optional tendon in our wrist, and the tiny fold inside our eye. Evolution does not erase old solutions the moment life changes. It leaves traces, reuses parts, and sometimes keeps building something long after its original world has disappeared. Your wisdom teeth are painful for a very human reason. Culture changed faster than the body could follow. We learned to transform our food before evolution finished transforming us.